Good morning. Yesterday or day before yesterday, we have started with the shear force and bending moment diagram. Whenever any component is subjected to the lateral loading, to design such type of component, to calculate the stresses induced in such type of component, we need to calculate the shear force and bending moment. Okay. If any component is subjected to only axial loading, no shear force or bending moment is induced in that component. Okay, the shear force and bending moment is induced only when the component is subjected to the lateral loading. Lateral loading means when the line of action of the forces are perpendicular to the axis. Now, how to find out the shear force and bending moment? Yes, in last lecture I told you exactly what is meant by shear force and why it is induced. I also told you what is meant by bending moment and why it is induced. Now the question is how to calculate the shear force at any particular section. I already told you that the shear force and bending moment, there are equal and opposite kind of shear force and bending moment is induced in a beam, which is known as a resisting shear force and resisting bending moment. And since it is induced in a beam, to calculate that we need to consider one imaginary section. I already told you that to find out any internal force, we need to consider a section. By taking the section and by separating it, here that internal resisting force get exposed. And we can calculate it by applying some either conditions of equilibrium or by some other means. But you need to expose it by considering the section. And that's why here, whenever I'll ask to calculate the shear force and bending moment, I always refer it as, if I want to calculate the shear force at point D, so I will say that consider the imaginary section at point D. Okay. And then how to calculate the shear force at any particular section? So shear force at any particular section is nothing but the algebraic summation of the vertical or lateral forces on any one side of the section. Wherever you have to calculate the shear force at that particular point, you need to consider one imaginary section. And to calculate the shear force at that particular section, you have to consider the algebraic summation of vertical forces on any one side of the section. No need to calculate the summation of all forces. If you consider the summation of all forces, it will become 0. Okay. So to calculate the shear force at any particular section, you have to consider the algebraic summation of the forces on any one side of the section. कौन सा भी एक side ले सकते हैं आप. Here your answer is going to be same. Okay, so if it is you have the liberty to take the algebraic summation of the forces on any one side, you can take that side, which is easy to calculate, and it is just the algebraic summation of the forces at that particular on any side of that section. Now, since we are taking the algebraic summation of the forces, you have to consider some sign convention. And what is the sign convention for the shear force? At that particular section where we have to calculate the shear force, on left hand side, if the force is upward, you have to consider it as a positive. If the on the right hand side, if the force is downward, that you have to consider as a positive. So this is a sign convention for the positive shear force. अगर इसके opposite में है तो negative. Okay. Now next one is a bending moment. Yeah. For the, if I consider the FBD of any section, for the equilibrium of that, there has to be one, in that system there is an unbalanced moment, and to balance that unbalanced moment, one internal resisting moment is induced here, and that is known as the bending moment. Then how to calculate that bending moment? So bending moment is the algebraic summation of the moment of all forces on any one side of the section. If you want to calculate the bending moment at this section XX, so you have to consider one imaginary section and calculate the summation of the moment of all the forces on any one side of the section. Okay, so just shear force is the summation of the vertical forces, and bending moment is the summation of the moment of the forces on any one side of the section. Now, since here it is the summation of the moment, you have to take this, you have to use some sign convention. And what sign convention we are going to use here? If we consider this section, on left hand side of the section, the clockwise moment is positive. On the left hand side of the section, the clockwise moment is positive, and on the right side of the section, the anti-clockwise moment is positive. So because of this positive moment, Here the tendency of this positive moment is to bend the beam concave upward. Okay, and when the tendency of a moment is to bend the beam concave upward, here this bending moment is known as a sagging bending moment and it is considered as a positive. So instead of remembering this sign convention clockwise and anti-clockwise, I suggest remember this. Here if it is a concave upward, if the tendency of a movement is to bend the beam like a smiley face, here it is known as a sagging bending moment and considered as a positive. And when the tendency of a movement, whether it is left hand side or right hand side, doesn't make any difference. So if the tendency of a movement is to bend the beam convex upward, a sad face, okay, then it is known as a Hawking bending moment and it can be considered as a negative. So these sign conventions you have to use to take the algebraic summation of the moment of the forces on any one side here, and this is the bending moment. Then initially when we complete the bridge course in some initial lecture, at that time I told you that whenever the two different beams are connected with an internal hinge, so at internal hinge the rotational motion is allowed. Okay, so at internal hinge the movement cannot be transferred from one beam to another beam, and that's why at internal hinge the bending moment is always zero. And by using this concept we have calculated the support reactions when the support reactions are more. Okay, so by using this concept, the bending moment at internal hinge is equal to 0, we have calculated that here. So remember this thing while drawing the shear force and bending moment diagram here, or while calculating the shear force and bending moment, remember at internal hinge the bending moment is always 0. There will be some shear force. Okay. Now in this lesson we have to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram, which is a variation of the shear force against the length of the beam. And bending moment diagram is the variation of the bending moment against the length of the beam. Okay, here. So the nature of that graph, shear force and bending moment diagram, is varies, is different for the different type of loading. Somewhere it is a straight line, somewhere it is an inclined straight line, somewhere it is a parabola, cubic curve, and all these things. Here. Then how to decide here how to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram? Here today I am going to explain you that things. What will be the nature? Before that, let me tell you, before this you have drawn the, in first year you have studied, here at junior college level also you must have studied how to draw the shear, how to draw the acceleration versus time diagram, velocity versus time diagram, displacement versus time diagram. Here, little bit concept, that concept you can apply here also. Okay, you know that if AT diagram is a horizontal straight line, what will be the nature of the VT diagram, what will be the corresponding nature of the ST diagram and all these things. Same concept you have to apply here. Why it is same, that I will explain. Okay, in AT, VT and ST diagram here, which are known as the motion curve, I also explain you at that time that what is the significance of the area under VT diagram, area under AT diagram. Okay, and we use that to solve the sum. In the shear force and bending moment diagram also, the area under the shear force diagram, the area under bending moment diagram is required to do some calculations and to solve the sums. But it is not in strength of material, it is in the structural analysis and further subjects of the civil, not in mechanical. For mechanical, it is enough to calculate the maximum bending moment over the beam and maximum shear force. Okay, because that maximum shear force and bending moment is required to decide the dimension of that particular component. Okay, so we are not going to see that part, how to calculate the area under the shear force and bending moment diagram and what will be the use of that. Here, civil student will study it separately. Now, the next important thing, this was the introduction. The next important thing is relation between the shear force and bending moment at any particular section. Okay, what is the relation between the shear force and bending moment? Relation between shear force and bending moment. What is the relation between shear force and bending moment? Shear force I am denoting by S and bending moment I am denoting by M. Remember this. Okay. In some of the books, the shear force is denoted by F. It doesn't make any difference. I am going to denote it by S here. Let's consider one simply supported beam. This is one simply supported beam subjected to some type of loading. I'm considering this distributed type of loading. It is a distributed type of loading, but I have considered it as a random loading. It is neither UVL or UDL. Random loading I have considered. Just somewhere it is varies, somewhere it is remain constant and all these things. Let this support reaction is RA, this is RB. Okay. Let the length of this beam is L. For this beam, at any particular section, we have to calculate or we have to find out what is the relation between the shear force and bending moment, or over the length, what is the relation between the shear force and bending moment. Now, for that, let's consider a small section of this beam. Let's consider a very, very small section of length dx at a distance of x from A. Suppose this end is A. So, let's consider a small element of that beam of length dx at a distance of x. Clear? Let this is M, section MM, and let this section NN. Okay. Now let's consider the FBD of this section MM and NN. Consider the FBD of this much part only. Now this is a very, very small part. It is an elemental length, very, very small. But now I am going to draw the exaggerated figure. So this is the beam. This section is MM and this section is NM. So this length is dx. Okay, I have considered this part of the beam. This is the cross section. This is the width of the beam or depth of the beam. Okay. Now this loading is a variable loading. It is random loading. You can consider it as a UVL also. But since it is UVL, and if I consider this is a small elemental part, very, very small length, clear? So the load distributed over this length can be considered as a UDL. It may vary over the length of the L. But if I consider a very small part, the loading may be considered as a UDL because it is a very, very small. Clear? Since the intensity of this loading is W kilonewton per meter. Intensity is W. Now, I am considering just a MM and this is NN. Okay. Now, the concept is that since the entire beam is in equilibrium, its each and every part must be in equilibrium. So, if I consider the FBD of this small part, if I isolate this small part and if I consider this, yeah, so this will also be in equilibrium. Okay. Now, which are the other forces because of which it is in equilibrium? Yeah. So, right now we can consider we have considered only this UDL which is downward. So, under the action of this UDL, it won't be in equilibrium. Some balancing force must be there. Okay. So, which are that balancing force? Here. So, at this section, the balancing force, let it is S. So, this is the shear force which is induced at this section. Let it is S. Okay. Now, here, if I consider this part, so definitely RB will be greater than this intensity. Okay. So, the shear force acting at this end, listen. Okay. Shear force acting at this end will be downward to balance this. Okay. You can consider upward also, doesn't make any difference. Okay. So, this shear force is downward to balance this. Okay. Here I have considered the FBD. This is one FBD and this is another part. So, on this part the shear force is suppose upward. So, on this equal and opposite shear force here it will be downward. I am considering it as a downward. Or you can start from this side also, doesn't make any difference. Okay, so this is the shear force. Now, this load is also downward, this load is also downward. So, shear force at this section will be upward. How much is this shear force? Let it is S plus ds. इसको बैलेंस करने के लिए s और इसको ये यूडीएल को बैलेंस करने के लिए लेट इट इज ds here. So there is an increment in the shear force s plus ds because the shear force varies. Here that only diagram we have to plot. So at this section nn let the shear force is s, and at this section mm let the shear force is s plus ds. Now here, because of these forces, these are the internal forces which are induced at the section mm and nn, because of which this part is in equilibrium. Okay, but because of these forces, the forces are balanced. But what about the moment? The moment will be unbalanced. To balance that moment, one bending moment is induced. Here, so let the bending moment at this section nn is m. M is the bending moment at this section nn. Here, which you can calculate by considering the algebraic summation of the moment of all these forces about this section nn. So you will get this bending moment m. Here, now this bending moment acting on this part and moment produced by this clockwise moment, sorry, this UDL as well as this S. Here, all these moments are clockwise, and to balance this at this end, here the moment should be anti-clockwise. Okay, to balance this moment should be anti-clockwise. And how much is this moment? Let it is m plus dm, increment in the bending moment. Okay, so under the action of these forces and this moment, now this part is in equilibrium. Okay, now since this part is in equilibrium, we can apply the condition of equilibrium. Clear? So applying the condition of equilibrium, if I use summation of Fy equal to 0, I'll get the equation. Let's consider the upward force is positive, it is S plus ds. How much is this? It is downward, so it is minus W into dx. Intensity is W and spread over a length of dx. So equivalent point load is W into dx. Okay, and this S is downward, so it is minus S equal to 0. Here all vertical forces are added because this part is in equilibrium now. Here, so SS get cancelled, and I'll get the equation ds equal to W into dx. From this one I can write down ds by dx is equal to W. This is the relation between the shear force and the rate of loading. W is the rate of loading. So it is the relation between shear force, bending moment and rate of loading. Rate of loading, which is W. So the mathematical relation between the shear force and the rate of loading, it is not load, it is the rate of loading. Okay, so rate of change of shear force, here the equation must be got. The rate of change of shear force with respect to the length or x gives you the loading. ds by dx equal to W. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Hello, huh?
Sir, why didn't you take S plus ds negative?
S plus ds is positive. It is upward. It is positive.
Sir, I thought that it was.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
So can you please explain that moment which we took in that block? M
Listen.
and M plus dm.
The m plus dm.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Listen, at this section when bending moment is induced here, let that bending moment is m. How you can get this bending moment? By considering the algebraic summation of the moment of all these forces. Here, but I have considered only this much part, so I am showing the forces and moment acting on this part. So let this moment is m. Is that clear about this m? Now when I move towards at this section mm, this moment of this shear force F, moment of this UDL or moment of this loading, here all this moment will balance by this anti-clockwise moment, isn't it? Here, so I am considering this moment as m plus dm. This is the increment in this moment over the length of dx. dm is what? It is the increment. यहाँ पे मोमेंट m है और इतने पार्ट में इतने लेंथ में वो बेंडिंग मोमेंट में इंक्रीमेंट हो गया. कितना इंक्रीमेंट हो गया? I consider it as a dm. Here, so dm is the increment in the bending moment over the length of dx. Understood?
Okay, sir. Understood.
Okay, so it is m plus dm. Here, so I have applied the condition of equilibrium, summation of Fy equal to 0. Now let's apply the another condition, algebraic summation of the moment is equal to 0 because this part is in equilibrium. So let's take the moment of all the forces and the moment. about any point. I am taking the moment about this section mm. Okay. If I take the section moment about this section mm, what is the moment of this s plus ds? It is 0 because it is acting at this section only. So its moment is 0. This moment is anti-clockwise. So it is m plus dm. This is the moment. So you have to add it directly, which is acting here. Here ये s plus ds का moment 0 हो गया. Here this moment is m plus dm. It is anti-clockwise. Now here, listen to me. I am not adding the bending moment. I am adding the moment acting on this. This is the condition of equilibrium. So whenever you are applying the condition of equilibrium, here you have to apply our normal sign convention. Clockwise negative, anti-clockwise positive. And for that condition of equilibrium, it doesn't make any difference whether you are considering the clockwise positive or anti-clockwise positive. Ulta kiya to bhi answer aane wala. Here, but whenever you are writing the bending moment equation, you have to use this sign convention. Understood? Okay. So this is the anti-clockwise moment. So m plus dm. Moment of this s plus ds is 0. I am taking the moment here. यहाँ पे moment ले रहा हूँ. Now what is the moment of this UDL? Intensity is W spread over a length of dx. Here in the very first lecture I told you that while drawing the shear force and bending moment diagram, don't convert this distributed load into the physical equivalent point load. You have to do that but mentally. Here, so what I am going to do here, intensity of the load is W spread over length of dx. So what is the equivalent point load? It is W to dx. This is the equivalent point load. Where it will act? It will act at the midpoint of this length because we are considering it as a UDL. Here, so this distance is dx by 2. Total distance is dx, so this distance will be dx by 2. And then what is the moment of this equivalent point load for the UDL? So it is clockwise, so it will be minus. Here, the load is W into dx. This becomes the equivalent point load for this, which act at the midpoint, and we are writing the moment equation. So we have to multiply by the distance. So what will be the distance? Dx by 2. Here total distance is dx, and it will act at the midpoint of that. So the distance will be dx by 2. So this is the moment of this UDL about this section. Then moment of this s, it is clockwise, so minus s into dx. And this moment is also clockwise, so it is minus m equal to 0. Here, this is the moment of all the forces. This is the moment of this bending moment of the UDL, moment of the shear force at this section NN, and at the section NN, the moment is m, which is clockwise, so minus m equal to 0. Any doubt in that equation? Have understood that equation? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this mn get cancelled. Here, so it is dm. Okay. Here I have written that equation of summation of the moment of all forces and equated with 0. But when I explained, at that time I told you that this moment, then moment of this s into dx, moment of this UDL, which is W into dx by 2, this all the three moments are there, which are clockwise. और इसको बैलेंस करने के लिए मैंने ये मोमेंट ऐड किया, m into dm. So this moment is balancing these three moments. So you can equate this with this also. Anyhow, you are going to get the same equation. Okay. So if I solve that, mn get cancelled, and I will get dm minus w into dx square by 2 minus s into dx equal to 0. Am I right? Okay. Now, this dx is a very, very small elemental length. Very, very small. Okay. And the square of that very small quantity is further smaller. You must be knowing that here. If we take the product of the very two small quantities, the product is still smaller. So here, since the dx square is very, very small quantities, so we can ignore this. Since it is very, very small. If I ignore this, I will get dm equal to s into dx. Why we are ignoring this? Because dx square term is very, very small. Since it is very, very small, this term is we can ignore. Now, if we ignore this, we'll get dm equal to s into dx, and from this one, I can write dm by dx equal to s. Relation between the shear force and bending moment. Here, so dm by dx is equal to s. Have understood this? Any doubt? Very, very important derivation. Okay, from your exam point of view, the derivation is very, very important. Here, and conclusion of this derivation is the rate of change of shear force. Rate of change of shear force gives you the rate of loading. The rate of change of bending moment gives you the shear force. Understood? Here, this is the conclusion of this derivation. Rate of change of shear force is the rate of loading. Rate of change of bending moment is equal to the shear force. Clear? In first year, we have studied that dV by dt equal to A, ds by dt equal to V. Similar kind of equations are there. Okay. And you must remember that here in this one, if I told you that if the AT curve is a horizontal line, VT curve will be the inclined straight line, ST curve will be the parabola. Why it is like this? From this equation only. Same thing happens here also. Okay. So remember, the rate of change of shear force is equal to the, with respect to x. X is the length of the beam, equal to the rate of loading, and rate of change of bending moment is equal to the shear force. It means that, listen to me, if I write the equation of the bending moment for any particular length, if I write the equation of the bending moment, और वो इक्वेशन को अगर मैंने डायरेक्टली डिफरेंशिएट किया with respect to x, I will get the shear force. Here, and again, if I differentiate the equation of shear force with respect to x, I will get the rate of loading. Okay, this will be also the equation in terms of x. And if you want to calculate the shear force with the, if you know the equation of x as a function of x, here, and if you want to calculate the shear force at a distance of x equal to 2 meter, just substitute here x equal to 2 meter. At that point, you will get the shear force. Okay, provided the equation should be continuous. Here, और shear force का equation continuous तभी आएगा जब loading continuous रहेगा. अगर loading change हो रहा है, here the equation of the shear force will also change. Understood? Okay. So further, I will conclude something from this equation similar to this AT and VT and ST diagram. So rate of change of shear force is the rate of loading. Rate of change of bending moment with respect to x is the shear force. Okay. Now I already told you that here we have to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. Listen to me.
Hello, sir.
Huh.
Sir, in the diagram, if you, that you have drawn, if we take downward force as s plus ds and upward as s, so we get ds by dx is minus w.
Huh. In some of the books, it is given that way also. Okay, ds by dx equal to minus w, dm by dx equal to minus s. Okay, listen, that is by you can change that way also. Here, but that is by using the sign convention. Here, but what I am personally suggesting, you remember this.
Okay.
Okay. Here, I will explain these things in properly, and I will share it on your group. Okay, ये derivation, what you are suggesting कि sir either ये upward लिया और ये downward लिया तो, that is also possible. Okay, that is also possible. हाँ, हो सकता है. If you refer some of the strength of material book, आपको वैसा भी derivation मिल जाएगा. Okay, that is just a sign and because of this loading. Okay, now let's further continue. I am taking one example. Let's consider a simply supported beam subjected to some UVL. Okay, now here from A to B, the equation of this loading is continuous, isn't it? Here, now for this one, if I write down the equation of this loading, अभी इससे मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? This S can be written as integration of W into dx. Can I write like this? And from this equation, I can write here M equal to integration of S into dx. So if I integrate the equation of loading with respect to x, I will get the equation of shear force. And if I integrate the equation of shear force with respect to x, I will get the equation of bending moment. Now, for example, suppose this is 5 meter, and here this intensity is 10 kilonewton per meter. Here, so this is the UVL. This is the loading. So can I write the equation of this loading, how it varies with respect to x? X is the length. So ये यूवीएल, ये लोडिंग कैसे वैरी हो रहा है. Can I write down the equation of that loading? Now it is a linear variation, which it is a straight line. So I can write down the equation of this as an equation of straight line y equal to mx plus c. Here on y-axis there is the loading. Here m slope, delta y upon delta x, so it is 10 upon 5 is the slope. Here on x-axis there is the x length plus c. C is the y-intercept. Here if I consider this as the origin, so y-intercept is 0 here. Okay, so I will get the equation w equal to 2x. This is the equation of loading for this. If I substitute x equal to 0, w equal to 0. If I substitute x equal to 5, I will get w equal to 10. If I substitute x equal to 2.5, I will get the loading intensity at this instant, at a distance of 2.5. Understood? So this becomes the equation of this loading. Understood this? Here. Now if I, for this A to B, if I want to write down the equation of the shear force, how the shear force varies. If I want to write down the equation of the shear force, here then the shear force equal to the integration of w into dx. If I integrate it, here 2x dx, so it will become x square, 2 into x square upon 2, 2 to get cancelled. So it is s equal to x square with some constant. Therefore, this loading, that constant of integration will be 0. So it is s equal to x square. This becomes the equation of the bending moment for this. Sorry, shear force for this. If I draw the shear force here, so the equation will be quadratic equation, shear force. It is a parabolic equation. अगर इसको मैंने फिर से इंटीग्रेट किया तो आई विल गेट द इक्वेशन ऑफ बेंडिंग मोमेंट. Understood? Here, so this way also we can solve. By writing the equation of the loading or writing the equation of shear force or bending moment and differentiating or integrating, we can get the other equations. Here, next important thing. Now, since rate of change of shear force is equal to W, this is the equation of the shear force, and this is the curve of that shear force. Let's consider. Okay, here actually ऐसा नहीं आएगा. Let here it is some constant of integration. ऐसा कुछ तो भी curve आएगा इसका shear force. Here I will tell you later how to draw this curve and how to decide that curve. Okay, just remember it is like this. Now, what I would like to tell you, since the rate of change of shear force with respect to x is equal to W, and you know that when we differentiate any equation, the first derivative represents the slope. And here we are differentiating the equation of the shear force, and this is the shear force versus x diagram. So from this one I can conclude that the slope of shear force diagram, if I draw the shear force diagram, then the slope of the shear force diagram at any position gives you the rate of loading. Slope of shear force at any particular slope of shear force diagram at any particular position gives you the loading at that particular instant. Okay, so if you draw the shear force diagram and at a distance of x equal to 3 meter, अगर आपने ये कर्व का स्लोप अगर कैलकुलेट किया यार, तो दिस स्लोप at x equal to 3 meter gives you the intensity of the loading at that instant. ये intensity मिल जाएगा आपको. Okay, so slope of shear force at any particular position gives you the loading, and similarly from this one I can write down the slope of bending moment diagram gives you the shear force. Slope of shear force diagram gives you the rate of loading, and slope of bending moment gives you the shear force diagram. Any doubt? Have understood this? Here and you have to remember this. Okay, this derivation is also important, and the result or conclusion from the derivation is also important. Rate of change of shear force is the rate of loading, rate of change of bending moment is equal to the rate of shear force. From this one we can conclude that the slope of the shear force diagram, ds by dx, is the slope of shear force diagram. Shear force diagram, slope of shear force diagram gives you the loading, and the slope of bending moment diagram gives you the shear force. Any doubt? Have understood? Okay.
Yes.
Now we have to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. Now before explaining this, here ये mathematical जो derivation निकाला उससे मैं आपको conclude कर देता हूँ. देखो Now we know that whenever we integrate any equation, the degree of the equation increases by 1. Okay, let's consider suppose there is a loading is UVL, UVL का लोड है. अगर मैंने इसका इक्वेशन निकाला एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ एक्स, अभी मैंने आपको निकाल के दिखाया कि इसका इक्वेशन हम लोग कैसे लिख सकते हैं. तो ये लीनियर इक्वेशन आएगा, isn't it? यार लास्ट इक्वेशन लास्ट सामने आया था w इक्वल टू 2x, am I right? ओके, तो इसका लीनियर इक्वेशन आएगा. अगर यूडीएल है, अगर यूडीएल है तो इट इज कांस्टेंट, it is constant. Okay, yes, so this is the rate of, sorry, equation of loading. Understood? Now to get the equation of shear force here, क्या करना पड़ेगा, इसको इंटीग्रेट करना पड़ेगा. And whenever we integrate any equation, the degree of the equation increase by 1. If it is a linear equation, shear force, sorry, loading का इक्वेशन अगर लीनियर है तो shear force का इक्वेशन कैसे आएगा, shear force का इक्वेशन कैसे आएगा, it will be quadratic, isn't it? Here, और bending moment कैसे मिलेगा, we'll get the bending moment by integrating the shear force. And if the shear force equation is quadratic, so what will be the equation of the bending moment? It will be cubic, because we are integrating, and when we integrate the degree is increased by 1. Here, so from this one, if the loading is equation of loading is linear, the shear force equation is quadratic and bending moment equation is cubic. From this one we can conclude that when the loading is a linear equation, or when it varies linearly, when the load varies linearly, it happens in UVL. When the load varies linearly, the nature of the shear force is a quadratic equation. Here means it is a parabolic variation. Yeah, and bending moment is a cubic variation. It will be a cubic variation. Actually, this will be exactly like this. Okay, I will explain you this. ऐसा आएगा या ऐसा कैसे आएगा, that I will explain. Don't worry about this. Yeah. So just remember this. कि अगर loading diagram linearly vary होता है, तो shear force will be a parabolic and bending will be a cubic equation. Okay, why? This is the reason. Okay, by taking one example, मैं आपको ये explain भी करके दिखाता हूँ. Now, if the loading is constant, which happen in UDL, UDL में loading का equation constant रहेगा. ये shear force का equation कैसे आएगा? It will be linear. इसको अगर integrate किया with respect to x, तो 2x आएगा. Okay, and corresponding bending moment equation will be the quadratic. Understood? Any doubt? Okay, so this you have to remember. Just what I will like to tell you here, when we draw the shear force bending moment diagram, here, the nature of the shear force diagram is 1 degree more than the loading diagram, and the nature of the bending moment diagram is 1 degree more than the shear force diagram. Here, इसका जो nature है curve का, we have to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram, which shows you the variation of the shear force along the length of the beam, variation of the bending moment along the length of the beam. और ये कैसे vary होता है? So if the load varies linearly, shear force will vary quadratically or parabolically, and the bending moment will vary cubically. Here, एक degree से increase होता है. Here, so the nature of the shear force diagram is 1 degree more than the loading diagram, and nature of the bending moment diagram is 1 degree more than the shear force diagram. Understood? Here, now here also the same confusion what you people face in AT-VT diagram. इस पर जो पैराबोला ड्रॉ करने का, वो कॉन्केव ड्रॉ करने का या कॉन्वेक्स ड्रॉ करने का, इफ यू गेट द 2 points how to draw whether it is concave or convex. Here same concept here also. Okay, I will explain you when we'll go ahead. Okay, any doubt till now? Now next one, let's draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. Here for any one type of loading, we'll consider only one case. Let's consider a simply supported beam with a uniformly varying load. Consider this case, simply supported beam with uniformly varying load. Here, or I will consider the two different cases. so that in Fatapat in 15 minutes we can finish both. Consider this is the loading UDL. Let the intensity is W and length is L. This is a simply supported beam with UDL. Okay, the length is L and intensity of the loading is W. Clear? So can you tell me how much is the RA and RB? Fast, come on. UDL hai, spread over the entire length.
by 2.
How much? Come on.
W by 2. WL by 2.
Right. Okay. So it is WL by 2 and RB is also equal to WL by 2. By applying the conditions of equilibrium, you can get this RA and RB. Okay. And other way, since the system is symmetrical, here, so RA equal to RB, the total downward load is W into L, which divided into two parts. Yeah, so this is WL by 2, this is WL by 2. Understood? Now I have to draw the shear force diagram for this. I am drawing the shear force diagram. Now remember one thing, to draw the shear force diagram, what I am suggesting to you while solving the sum on shear force and bending moment diagram, here on your book, on left hand side, draw the figure on left hand side page. यहाँ पे चारों फिगर ड्रॉ करने का. क्लियर? इसके बाद में हम लोगों को एक्सियल फोर्स डायग्राम भी ड्रॉ करने का है. क्लियर? सो गिवन लोडिंग डायग्राम, उसके नीचे shear force diagram, उसके नीचे bending moment diagram, and below that you have to draw the axial force diagram. For all these figures you have to draw one below another on left hand side. पहले loading diagram, उसके नीचे shear force diagram, उसके नीचे bending moment diagram, और उसके नीचे axial force diagram, and do all the related calculation on right hand side. Okay, ऐसे ही solve करने का है. Same thing I told you in the first year also. Okay, the AT, VT, ST diagram, draw all the three figures one below another on left hand side and the related calculations on right hand side. Here, otherwise number of times you have to turn the page to refer the figure and to, because simultaneously you have to do calculation and figure, simultaneously you have to draw and you have to do that calculation. And for calculation you have to refer the earlier figure. For calculation of the shear force you have to refer the shear force, loading diagram. Here, अगर आपने ऐसा किया कि on this page if you draw the figure and on the next page if you do the calculation, the number of times you have to turn the page. So to avoid this, do the calculation and this shear force and bending moment diagram on the opposite pages only. Okay. Now for this we have to draw the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. Yeah, so you can project this. This is the baseline to draw the shear force diagram. Understood? This is the baseline to draw the shear force diagram. Here the shear force is 0. Above this baseline, we are considering the positive shear force. Below this baseline, we are considering the negative shear force. If at any particular position there is a negative shear force, only direction is changing. Shear force is tangential to the cross section. And positive and negative means what? Here it may be upward or downward. That is the only difference. Then, above this baseline, we are going to consider the positive shear force. Below this, we are considering the negative shear force. Here, now let's calculate the shear force. Now, here there is a UDL continuously changing. Okay. Now, first I will start from the left side, and I will calculate the shear force. Yeah. Now, can you tell me what is the shear force at point A? Now, remember one thing. At point A, there is a vertically upward load. Now, remember, whenever there is a point load, at that particular section, there is a sudden change in the shear force diagram. There is a sudden variation in the shear force because of that point load. Okay. And because of that, whenever there is a point load in a loading diagram, here shear force diagram may, since there is a sudden change in the shear force value, there will be a vertical straight line. Means at that particular point, you will get the two different value of the shear force. ये vertical straight line क्यों आएगा shear force diagram में? Because of this point load. क्यों ऐसा? Because whenever there is a point load in the loading diagram, there is a sudden change in the shear force value at that particular section. And since there is a vertical straight line in the shear force diagram, means there will be the two different value of the shear force. Now, how to get the two different value of the shear force? So remember, for that, whenever there is a point load, and to calculate the shear force, here, first consider the section very close to the A. Section is very close to the A. We are calculating the shear force at point A. Okay. I told you that to calculate the shear force, you have to consider an imaginary section. So here, first I am considering the imaginary section on left side of the A. Very close to the A, but on left hand side. Very, very close to the A, but on left hand side. Now, if this is the section on left hand side, this is the section on A, left hand side. This L doesn't mean that I am calculating the summation of the vertical forces on left hand side. My section is on left hand side. You are free to take the algebraic summation of all forces on any one side. Now on this section, to calculate the shear force, I have to consider the algebraic summation of the forces either on left hand side of the section or on right hand side of the section. Now on left hand side of the section, there is no force, so shear force at point A left will be 0. Similarly, the shear force at point A on right hand side. Now consider the section very close to the A, but on right side of the A. Section is on right side of the A. This L or R doesn't mean that I am taking the algebraic summation of the forces on left side and right side. What I am doing, I am considering the position of the section on left and right of A, very close to the A. So if I consider the section on very right side of A, very close to the A, what will be the shear force at that? And how to calculate the shear force? वो सेक्शन के कौन से भी एक साइड के वर्टिकल फोर्सेस का समेशन बाय यूजिंग दिस साइन कन्वेंशन. नाउ इफ द सेक्शन इज ऑन राइट साइड ऑफ ए, ये सेक्शन के लेफ्ट साइड में एक ही वर्टिकल फोर्स है और वो अपवर्ड है. तो लेफ्ट साइड ऑफ द सेक्शन अगर अपवर्ड फोर्स है तो इट इज पॉजिटिव अकॉर्डिंग टू आवर साइन कन्वेंशन. एंड हाउ मच इज द वैल्यू? इट इज WL/2 or it is equal to RA. Here, so here the shear force is 0 and here the shear force is WL/2. And this is the vertical straight line. There is a sudden change in the shear force because of this point load. It is 0. This is the value of the shear force. This is the value of the shear force on A on right hand side. Okay. Now, similarly, let the shear force at point B. Now, here there is a continuous change, loading. Loading is continuous. You have to calculate the shear force at such a point where there is a change in the loading. So here there is a change in the loading because of this point load. So I am considering first on left side of the B. So shear force at left side of the B. Let this section is on very close to the B but on left hand side. Now what will be the shear force at this section? How to calculate the shear force? Whenever I'll ask you what is the shear force, you just tell me कि जहाँ पे मेरा section है उसके कौन से भी एक साइड के vertical forces का summation by using this sign convention. Now on this section right side में एक ही force है. मैं लेफ्ट हैंड साइड का फोर्सेस का समेशन नहीं करूंगा क्योंकि मोर फोर्सेस आर देयर. I consider the summation of the forces which is easy to calculate. So on right hand side there is only one force WL/2 and it is upward. So on right hand side downward force is positive. So upward will be negative. So it is minus WL/2 here. And shear force at point B on right side. Because of this point load RB, there is a sudden change. Whenever there is a sudden change, there will be the vertical straight line. So here in this loading diagram, if you observe this loading diagram, for that loading diagram, the shear force में जहाँ पे भी point load है वहाँ पे vertical straight line आएगा. Okay, because of this point load. Now to get that vertical straight line, to get that two different value of the shear force, here consider the section one on right hand side and one on left hand side. So initially we have taken it on left hand side. Now take the section on right side of the B. If I take the section on right side of the B, what is the shear force here? Again, वो section के right और left side के किसी भी vertical forces का summation. So ये section के right side में एक भी force नहीं है, so shear force is 0. Here, so at A, shear force is 0, then it is W/2, here it is minus WL/2, and finally it is 0. This is again vertical straight line because of this point load. Here, now how the shear force varies in between A and B? Because of this UDL. Okay, so for that what I am going to do, I will consider one imaginary section at a distance of x from A. Consider this imaginary section XX at a distance of x, and there I am going to calculate the shear force at this section XX, यहाँ पे, which is at a distance of x. Now how to calculate the shear force there? ये सेक्शन के कौन से भी एक साइड के वर्टिकल फोर्सेस का समेशन, ओनली फोर्सेस का समेशन. Okay, so what will be the shear force at this section XX? I will consider the forces on left hand side. Actually, you can take on any one side. I am going to take the left hand side. So left hand side में upward force है तो positive, downward है तो negative. So here it is RA. I am writing RA only. Or you can write WL by 2. Then what is the this loading? Now you have to consider only this much UDL. Only इतना ही UDL consider करने का है, पूरा नहीं. Vertical forces का summation on any one side. So left hand side में इतना ही UDL है. So its intensity is W and this length is H. So how much is the equivalent point load? It is W into X. Am I right? And it is downward. So on left hand side of the section, downward force is negative. So shear force at this section XX is RA minus WX by, sorry, RA minus W into X. RA का value अगर substitute करता हूँ तो it is WL by 2. This is the equation of the shear force. This becomes the equation of the shear force, and loading is continuous from A to B. So this equation is valid from A to B. Okay, this equation is valid from A to B. अगर यहाँ पे after suppose 2 meter अगर ये load UVL हो जाता था तो this equation won't valid from A to B. ये जहाँ तक UDL है वहाँ तक ही valid रहता था. But here we have considered the complete UDL, so this equation is valid for AB. Okay. Now we'll observe that this equation is a linear equation. ये तो constant है. Here, but this equation is a linear equation in terms of it. So from this one we can conclude that whenever there is a UDL, here the corresponding shear force diagram is a linear variation. Here, whenever the loading is constant, the shear force diagram is linear variation. Okay, means here I go at A, I know that one point, at B, at point B, I know one point here, and how during this A and B, how the shear force vary? The shear force varies linearly. It's a linear variation. Understood this? It is a linear variation. ये parabola नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि parabolic equation नहीं आ रहा है. It is a linear equation. Yeah. So while solving the sum, ये आपको याद ही रखने का है कि if there is a UDL, the shear force diagram is a linear variation. Understood this? Here, अभी ये equation में shear force का लिखा. Now, here I have calculated the value of the shear forces by actually calculation. कि कौन से भी एक साइड के vertical forces का summation लिया मैंने. फिर मैंने यहाँ पे क्या किया? मैंने for this UDL I have considered one imaginary section और वहाँ पे मैंने general equation लिखा shear force का. Now from this general equation also I can calculate the shear force at point A and B from this equation itself. How? If I want to calculate the shear force at point A, here, now at point A, what is the value of X? At point A, X equal to 0, isn't it? If I substitute this X equal to 0 here, I will get the shear force at point A, which is equal to WL by 2. Then at point B, shear force at point B. Now when I have to calculate the shear force at point B, I have to consider the section here. Means in that case, what will be the value of X? X equal to L. So at point B, X equal to L. If I substitute X equal to L, the shear force at point B I will get, which is equal to WL by 2 minus WL, which is equal to minus WL by 2. This is the shear force at point B. You can observe here. यहाँ पे हमने calculate किया by using this basic concept. ये second step में मैंने पहले equation लिखा and from that equation I have calculated. You can use any one method, either this or this, by writing the equation. Here, one or two sums I will show you by both the method. Here, after that you have to decide. Personally, I will suggest for this now, go for this method. Even for solving the sum also, instead of writing the equation every time. Okay. For one or two sums or whenever it is required, I will write that equation also. So this is the shear force. Here, now what is the conclusion for this calculation? The first conclusion is that when the loading is uniform or constant, or when the loading is UDL, the shear force diagram is linear. Okay. अभी अगर ये shear force diagram को मैंने integrate किया तो I will get the bending moment diagram. But instead of integrating, I will write down the separate equation of bending moment. Okay. और इसके जैसे दो बार कैलकुलेशन करेंगे. First calculation by actual calculation. Now, next, remember, whenever there is a point load in the loading diagram, here there is a sudden change in the shear force values, and at that point there will be the vertical straight line in shear force diagram. Okay, but it doesn't happen in bending moment diagram. Bending moment में ऐसा vertical straight line या sudden change in the bending moment कब आता है? Whenever there is a moment in the loading diagram, whenever there is a couple in the loading diagram. But here there is no any couple in the loading diagram, so bending moment will not change suddenly. There will be the gradual variation in the bending moment. Okay, then how much is the bending moment at point A? When I say that the bending moment at point A means I am considering the imaginary section at point A. And to calculate the bending moment at point A, here what you have to do, summation of the moment of all forces on any one side of the section. Now section, to calculate the bending moment at point A, the section is at point A. And if I take the algebraic summation of all the forces on left hand side of that, left side में कोई force ही नहीं है, तो उसका moment का summation कितना होगा? 0. So bending moment at point A will be 0. Same thing, bending moment at point B. To calculate the bending moment at point B, consider the section at point B, और ये section के right side में एक भी force नहीं है, तो उसका moment भी 0 हो जाएगा. So shear force at point A, shear force at point B, both are 0. This I have plotted. Yeah. Now during this A to B, how the bending moment vary? So that variation we have to do. Here, ये intermediate point पे आप निकाल सकते हैं bending moment. Yeah, this point is a very important. Here you can observe that the shear force diagram changes its sign from positive to negative. This point is known as the point of zero shear. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? Point of zero shear. Point of zero shear means it is the point where the shear force diagram changes its sign. Okay, and the point where the shear force diagram changes its sign, there is a 0 point of zero shear. At that point, the bending moment is always maximum. It may be the maximum positive bending moment or maximum negative bending moment. Depend how it varies. ऐसा vary होता है तो positive maximum आएगा, अगर ऐसे vary होता है तो negative maximum आएगा. Here means it will be the maximum sagging bending moment or maximum arcing bending moment. But remember, whenever there is a point of zero shear, or whenever there is a point where the shear force diagram changes its sign, at that point the bending moment is always maximum. Understood this? So whenever I'll ask you here which is the point where the bending moment will maximum, just by observing the figure or shear force diagram, here you will come to know that at which point the bending moment will be maximum. So bending moment will be maximum at a point where the shear force diagram changes its sign. Okay, here this we can prove by using this concept also. Okay, listen carefully. We know that, let's suppose I have written the equation of the bending moment m as a function of x. Bending moment का equation लिखा इसका, जैसे shear force का equation लिखा वैसे ही मैं bending moment का एक general equation लिख सकता हूँ. यार, तो मुझे एक general equation मिला m as a function of x. Is it visible?
No, sir.
Okay, I am writing it here. Suppose I have written the equation of bending moment m as a function of x. Okay, जैसे shear force का equation लिखा वैसे ही bending moment का भी equation लिख सकता हूँ. Now, for maximization of this function, for maximization of the bending moment, here what we have to do here? क्या करना पड़ेगा? Simple, basic mathematics. If you know any equation and if you want to find out the maximum value of that function, क्या करना पड़ता है?
Derivative 0.
Derivative. Okay. So for maximization of this function, let's differentiate this equation और क्या डेरिवेटिव निकाल के क्या करने का?
Equate to 0.
Equate to 0. Okay. So for maximization of the bending moment, differentiate this equation and equate it with 0. Yeah. So if you differentiate this equation and equate it with 0, you will get the value of x. And if you substitute that value of x, this bending moment will be maximum. So this is the maximum value of the bending moment, and this is the position where the bending moment is maximum. Yeah, but what I would like to tell you, but what is dm by dx? The dm by dx is shear force. It means that when shear force is 0, the bending moment will be maximum. Okay, so the same thing I told you here. When the shear force is 0 at this position, the bending moment will be maximum. Have understood this? Okay. The next, अभी इसका मैं bending moment का equation लिखता हूँ. At this section XX, I am going to write down the equation of the bending moment. How to write down the equation of bending moment? It is the summation of the moment of all forces on any one side of the section. Okay. Look at the board. Equation of the bending moment. Now, this is the position where there is a section at a distance of x from A. I am considering the forces on left hand side. किसी भी एक साइड के forces लेने के, किसी भी एक साइड के forces के moment का summation. Considering sagging moment positive and bending hugging moment negative. Okay. Now let's write down the equation of the bending moment. Now what is the bending moment produced by this RA? Now this RA is upward. We are taking the section XX. We have to take the moment at this section. So this RA, the moment produced by this RA tends to rotate the beam this way. ये moment ये beam को ऐसे rotate करने का try करेगा. मतलब ये moment produce sagging हो गया या hogging हो गया? Is it sagging or hogging?
Sagging.
Sagging. So it is positive. Okay, how much is that? WL by 2 is the RA into distance x. Yeah, so this is the bending moment produced by this RA. Then bending moment because of this UDL. Okay, this UDL is acting downward. The moment produced because of that downward force about this section XX tends to rotate the beam this way. Isn't it? यार तो ये ऐसे रोटेट कर रहा है यार, convex upward, sad face type. So it is a hogging bending moment. Now since it is a hogging bending moment, so it will be minus, isn't it? Okay. ये समझ में आया माइनस क्यों आया? It is a bending moment produced because of this UDL. Now how much is the bending moment? Here, listen. This is the section XX. This is the UDL W. Spread over a length of x मीटर. अभी ये UDL का मोमेंट लेने का मुझे यहाँ पे x है, वो निगेटिव आ गया. अभी उसका वैल्यू कितना आएगा? So don't convert it into equivalent point load physically, mentally करने का है. So equivalent point load is W into x, which spread which act at the midpoint of this length over which it is spread. It is W into x and this distance is x by 2. So what will be the moment? Moment is W into x by 2. Means the bending moment equation will be WL by 2 into x minus WX square by 2. Am I right? This is the equation of the bending moment for this UDL from A to B. This equation is valid from A to B. Okay, and you will observe that this equation of the bending moment is a quadratic equation, and from this one we can conclude that the bending moment diagram will be a parabola. Understood? Here it is a quadratic equation, so this will be the parabola. So remember, whenever the loading is a UDL or constant, the corresponding shear force is a linear and bending moment is quadratic or parabola. Okay, instead of writing is quadratic, here I can write down it as a parabola. Okay, being maximum at this point where the shear force changes its sign. Understood? Yes, so this will be the bending moment diagram. Parabola. Straight line nahi aega. Don't draw such type of straight line. Okay. Any doubt? Now this value is equal, this value is equal. If I use the property of similar triangle, this point will be the midpoint, this will be the L by 2. Okay, in this equation, if I substitute x equal to L by 2, here this M becomes M max. I'll get the maximum bending moment. Or considering this value as a L by 2, at this considering this section here at a distance of L by 2, you can actually calculate the bending moment. You are going to get the same answer. Okay, how much is that value? You calculate and write it here. This is the bending moment. So ultimate conclusion is that then the loading is a UDL, the shear force is linear, bending moment is parabolic. Here, ये मैंने आपको by considering one example by writing the equation भी explain किया. Last point. Here we have written this equation of the bending moment for this A to B, which is valid from A to B. Now in this equation, by using this equation, if I want to calculate the bending moment at point A, to calculate the bending moment at point A, substitute x equal to 0, because at point A x equal to 0. If I substitute x equal to 0, the bending moment is equal to 0 at point A. And to calculate the bending moment at point B, here for B, substitute x equal to L. If you substitute x equal to L, yeah, so it is WL square by 2 minus WL square by 2. So it will be again 0. Bending moment at point B will be also equal to 0. Yeah, so by using this equation also we can calculate it. पहले हमने यहाँ पे by our normal method से calculate किया by taking the algebraic summation of the moment on any one side. Okay, तो equation से भी solve कर सकते हैं, ऐसे भी solve कर सकते हैं. Clear? Any doubt? Okay. In the next lecture, we'll consider the second case when there is a UVL. Okay, and then we'll solve the sum. Today, before the lecture, send some theory part, some few points which you will need to remember while drawing the shear force and bending moment diagram. You read it carefully. Okay, thank you. Write down your name and roll number in the chat box.